Actually, I'm not even sure if it's in Moiseville this morning. I'm out here doing spraying Bonanza. It's a Treflan, I guess. So this is a fall applied chemical. You spray it on the, you work the ground black, you spray it on the dirt, then you work it in one more time. It's supposed to get, we have a white cockle weed growing here. It's kind of spreading around. I don't even know where it came from. It's not something we're very familiar with. It's been on this field for about 3 or 4 years. And this, I think, will get it. It says it will get it in the book anyways. Combined with the tillage and everything, should get it. But we are done harvest. We finished last night. Even the video I uploaded today, or yesterday, or whatever, didn't really make sense because it was a video about not being done harvest, but we actually did get done harvest. And the reason for that is we were just spread way too thin. So we had that quarter north of town, and we went and got that, and we always try to get that in a day, because by the time you move all the machinery over there, and you know, that takes a few hours, and then by the time you get the field done and get everything back, takes a few hours. And if you got to leave everything over there, it's frustrating because you know you show up and the batteries are missing and the fuel's been siphoned out and stuff like that. So it's just not handy. But we did get that. We finished the one actually just across the tree line from where I'm spraying right now. Then we went north of town, came back, and then we got this last piece. We got rained out a couple days in there. The canola went from testing right around 7 to 8 to testing 11 or 12. So those 4 loads we threw in the dryer, and then that was no big deal. We only dried about 4 loads of canola this year, which was perfect. We were hoping not to dry any, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Drying isn't that bad of a thing to do. And yeah, we are done. So today is the first day that we're done. We finished about 5 o'clock last night. We all stopped. Everybody wiped all the dust. The wind was blowing so crazy yesterday, so we wiped the dust out of our eyes and then out of our teeth. Everybody got showered up, cleaned up. We actually ordered some food and then just took the evening off. So you got to do that. I mean, we started harvest August 17th. We finished October 2nd or 3rd or whatever it was yesterday. And it was, it's not that it was like a whole, you know, grinding the whole time, but you know, we dried all the barley, we dried all the oats, we dried like 80% of the wheat, and we thought we wouldn't dry anything this year. We combined most everything with one combine so the baler man could make as many bales as possible. Then we dropped the straw behind both combines when we got to the canola. So those, you know, because there was another guy with a different type of baler, and he baled up all that. So it was just long. It was just long. Like, there was always stuff to do, and none of the cereals were actually ready, basically, except the wheat. The oats still had grain in them. The barley still had lots of grain in it, and even the wheat had grain in it, but the wheat at least tested dry. So, so I've only got about, I don't know, 70 acres left here to spray, and then I'm gonna go grab that blue tractor. I got to take the GPS out of my dad's combine and switch it over. Those are the only machines we switch GPSs in and out of now, because everything else that we've been upgrading has come with its own. So when I get that, then it'll just stay in there, and it'll stay in there until seeding season. Also busted out a new hat today because seeding's over, and right away, boom, the stuff I'm spraying is super yellow, and a drip got right on my head. Boom. So all right, so I got that quarter sprayed. Actually, it's about 200 acres. Now I'm going to drag this light-duty cultivator. I don't know when the last time this actually ever got used was, but I think it'll do a pretty good job just to incorporate that chemical in. So the first thing I got to do is I got to hop out and measure it, because I got the GPS out of my dad's combine in here now, and I got to enter the width of that machine so it knows what it's pulling. It's funny they advertise this as, you know, easy to move from machine to machine. They shouldn't advertise it like that. They should just advertise it that you can do it. Because it's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. If they, and people complain about everything, I realize that, but you know, farmers especially. But if they would design these cabs just a little bit different, so you could run this cabling through the cab without, you know, taking out all this stuff and moving the seat, and there's wires and all sorts of gizmos back here. You know, it needs just a right of way for all the wires, because you know, all this new stuff, it's got cameras and monitors and this and that and the next thing, and you know, as they built this machinery, I wish some of these machinery dealers and builders would realize, like, you know, And they were at one point supposed to standardize a lot of this. I haven't seen that. Like everything has a different plug-in, and it's bizarre. But anyways, I did get it switched out. I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna measure this. I'm fueling up right now, and then we'll give her a go. See how fast we can pull this thing. Okay, so I got it measured. It looks like it's 36 feet. I didn't even know that. That's kind of exciting because let's make quick work of this field. So what I gotta do now, I gotta get all the garbage that most likely my dad has polluted in here from when he was running it on the combine. We gotta go to the wrench. We gotta go data management, load configuration. So we're gonna do the TJ 2020. Because that's the tractor that we're in. But then I gotta go, we'll say yes. Create new field. Yeah, here we go. So I gotta put this down to 36 feet. Oops. Well, that's 46. That's not the right thing. We'll go back to school. 46 would be nice. Okay. And the GPS guy, you know, the year after we bought this, he said, don't lie to this machine. Tell it what it is. Do the measurements and leave it at that. I'll do a 12-inch overlap. I would like to do the A+ because then you can enter in your coordinates, and I think I'm gonna go straight north and south. Probably gonna be rough, but we'll give that a whirl anyways. So we gotta, for some reason too, and I don't know if this is just polluted and that's why, but see how it's got decimal 02? If you go all the way through to 360, then you get this, you know, now you can do it. So 0, that's gonna be straight north. We don't wanna do that. And I'm not gonna name the field and all that other stuff. I said that in another video, all that stuff, I mean, that's too much for, like, you know, personal use. Like, that's for commercial or applications and, you know, like intense row cropping or maybe government funded farms. I don't know who would use all that information, but it's way too much. So another 5-10 minutes here of fueling up because we need to get a bigger fuel pump for these bigger tractors. Actually, I'll just give her because I'm not going to burn half a tank of fuel, so give me a minute. Well, unfortunately, that's the problem with some of this old stuff that's been on the fence line for a while. Hydraulic hose was rotten, and as soon as I put it in the ground, it blew. So fortunately, I'm not far from the yard, so I'll just pull back in and go find a hose. All right, so I managed to scrounge through the old miscellaneous fittings bin, and actually I robbed a hose off of a barbed wire roller upper thing that we built to clean up some of these fence lines. So let's see if it works. Oh yeah, I'm not seeing no spray. I was even gonna get mad too and like freak out like a small child, but I guess I didn't have to. Cool. Looks like we're ready to roll again. This old green cultivator, I don't know how old this is. This was on this farm when my dad bought the place. And we like never used it. I think my dad used it 1 year just for a little bit. And other than that, it's just been sitting up there. But it actually does a pretty good job. And when you're pulling it, you know, this tractor has 400 horsepower. So I'm pulling it at about 7.5 miles an hour, which, yeah, I mean, you know, the machine probably can't take it, and it's probably gonna, you know, whatever, the stuff is gonna break. But you know what, the cultivator is probably 35 years old, so maybe even older. So I really doubt that I'm gonna really take any value out of it by pulling it at 7.5 miles an hour. And it's actually doing a pretty nice job. So I do got some shovels I gotta replace on it. I'm not gonna do that until this field is done. I just want to get this Bonanza chemical worked in, and then we are supposed to start getting the rain and snow tomorrow, so there'll be plenty of time to go over it, find the grease nipples, give it a greasing, find some shovels, change them out, and then I do actually, the shovels that are on here are the bolt-on style, and last year or the year before I picked up a bunch of shovels from the neighbor, and in that was those knock-on adapters that will fit on here. So hopefully I have enough to do this whole cultivator, and I'll turn this one over to knock-ons as well, because I think I'm going to use this more and more now, because and just for this kind of application to work in this fall applied chemical. Okay, I actually had to stop halfway down the field. It's like raining or snowing out of a clear blue sky. Totally crazy. Look, I don't know if you can see that. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Good morning, Monday morning, and we are getting ready to start the fall tillage day number probably 3. We've actually done quite a bit so far. So Corey's heading out with Gus and the disc, and I'm gonna go jump in Blue and this older light duty John Deere cultivator and continue working this treff land in. I only got about 40 acres left, so it won't be very long. Teddy's gonna chase those birds,